But like a lot of churches now have them.
Yeah, a lot of churches have them.
A lot of places get grants and stuff to get them now. So the good thing about the ones that the city has, right? So you're in like a city building or whatever, and you open it up. As soon as you turn it on, it's actually connected to cellular service, and it'll ping the fire department and 911 dispatch. I actually get the pings to my phone if it's close enough. And so it'll say an AED's been activated at such and less location, they automatically send somebody. But you still want to call 911 just because technology can happen and maybe it didn't work.
Your
Right.
Wi-Fi's down or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. So, but it will ping it. It'll tell them when it's being connected to a patient and all kinds of stuff.
You won't have to put batteries in it like I'm doing right now. I just forgot to put them in.
So, but these things are great. I'm glad that they're, 20 years ago you didn't really see that many of them, and now it's very complex. You see them everywhere. So, like she was saying, there's all kinds of different ones out there depending on the brand and everything. They all work almost exactly the same. So you don't have to be trained in a very specific one.
Okay, so they're all in a little bag like this. You'll open it up, and you'll have the actual AED, and then in this you'll have a pocket. This is where your pads are. They'll come in a package that looks like this. This is obviously open, but it looks like this. It also tells you where to put them if you forget. So what you'll do is you're gonna open it up, you're gonna turn it on. They all work the same
Apply
too.
pads to patient's
They may
bare
look
chest.
different, but they all
Plug in pads connector
work
next
the
to
same.
flashing light.
They'll have the connector and then your two pads. You're gonna plug your connector in.
Apply pads. Plug in connector.
These have
Analyzing heart rhythm.
seen better days.
Do not touch the patient.
It's gonna tell you what to do, but you want to put them so that you want the electricity to
Shock
go
advised.
through the heart. Shut up. You want the electricity to go through the heart, so you want to place the pads in a way that the electricity will go through the heart. So you're gonna put one upper right chest and the other one lower left chest. They're also listed, like I said, these have seen better days, but they're on here too. So this means that the electricity is going to go from this pad through my heart to this pad. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Say you have a big hairy dude and his chest is covered in hair. You don't want to put this on. It's not going to create a good enough seal to your skin. There's going to be some resting on top of that hair, and when you put electricity through it, it will catch on fire.
Wow.
So,
Won't smell very good.
no, you'll know right away. Most packages have 2 sets of these. So put one on, rip it off, and you'll rip off and you'll wax their chest.
Make sure you yell Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna rip it off,
Wow.
and then you're gonna get a new set of pads and put it on the skin.
Guess you're saving a life. I guess you got to do what you got to do, huh?
Yeah.
Some will actually come with a small disposable razor.
Yeah.
You don't really see those that often. It just depends on the brand. Most of us gonna have a couple pads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'll put it directly on the skin. You don't want it, if their chest is wet, say you're at the pool, you want their chest to be completely dry. You want to move them out of water as well, if you can. And then you will follow this. So, you're gonna turn it on. You're gonna plug it in. You're gonna put your pads on.
Make sure you're exposed. the chest, so
Analyzing
the shirt's
heart
gonna have to
rhythm.
come up.
Yep. So
Do not touch the patient.
it's now looking for a shockable cardiac rhythm. And if it
Shock
detects one,
advised.
it will say shock
Charging.
advised. It's going to charge.
Stay
It
clear
will
of
not
patient.
shock until you tell it to shock. Okay?
Deliver shock
you put
now.
this on,
Press the orange
You
button
tell
now.
everyone clear. If you have a partner, you tell everyone clear. You don't want to be touching the patient when this happens. And then once everyone's clear,
Deliver shock now. Shock
gonna shock.
delivered. Paused. Begin CPR.
so in the middle of CPR, you've started CPR. You told someone to go get you the AED. You're doing CPR, your AED friend comes, your AED friend puts the AED on, you do not stop CPR until it tells you to stop CPR, okay? So they're putting this on, you're doing CPR, they're getting this all ready. It says shock advised, clear, then you stop CPR. You make sure you are away from the patient, make sure your legs are away from the patient, shock the patient. As soon as the shock is delivered, immediately start CPR again. Don't wait for it to tell you to start CPR. Just go ahead and do it.
So what if it's a woman that has a wire in her bra? Does that matter? Or?
Yeah, so you don't want it on
You don't
a
want it
bra,
on.
you don't want it on jewelry. Some people
Yeah.
will have medication patches, so you want to make sure it's a clear skin, right? And it's got good contact with the skin, right? And if somebody's got a little bit of hair on the chest, that's fine, right?
It's the-
what you
the
don't want is
thick
like,
hair,
yeah, where it's like kind of hovering above everything, right? You want good skin contact. And these things are super sticky, all right? I mean, so it's not like a cheapo sticker. Right? That thing's gonna stick to a lot of stuff. Make sure it's got good contact on it.
So,
Any questions?
so is it a one shock deal?
No, you'll keep going.
So you do CPR, then what? Will it tell you to stop
It will
and then
start
start?
counting your 2 minutes. So
Oh.
you know how we said your 2 minutes? So once you start this and you deliver your shock, that it'll count 2 minutes and will tell you that it's analyzing rhythm at the 2 minute mark, and then it'll do the shock again.
Until
Oh,
you
okay,
don't
okay.
touch the patient, so you just follow the instructions on it. Once you
Okay.
turn this on, you can follow the instructions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it'll
Okay.
keep going. Now, it may say no shock advised, because it all depends on what the heart's doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that thing will kind of take a look, see what's going on, because there's only a couple of them that we shock, right? And then everything else just requires CPR.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it will shock, maybe it won't.
Stop CPR.
Okay.
But it's very important, like she said. So it's a good thing to, you don't want anybody touching this, because you can get shocked, right? So big sweeping, hey, clear. So we want to make sure nobody's on that person, right? So knock people's hands out of the way, do whatever you got to do.
Like I said, watch your knees, watch your feet, whatever you're doing, because you may be touching them and you don't realize it.
Yeah. And again, it's not like on TV, right? When you see somebody shock them on TV and they're like, ah, you know, big old zap. It's just a little twitch and that's it.
If that, if they're a big guy, you may not even see it.
Okay. Okay.
So,
That's good.
yeah, definitely don't want to shock yourself. If you do, you better hope you got a buddy there that can now take care of you. All right.
Okay, any questions on CPR or AED?